Today we're going to work together through this rainbow mask mate. So the way that this one works is you would put your elastic of your face mask in here and then fold this up, attach it to the button, and then you put your other elastic earpiece in this rainbow and you fold it over the button, and then when you have it on the back of your head, the elastic pulls on your rainbows like this, turns them into rainbows and a bow. This mask mate is made using 2 identical rainbow circles. Then we would join them together with a cloud, attach the buttonholes, and then sew on our button. So as you go through the instructions for the rainbow circle, instead of just making one round one, you would make 2 round ones. Then you would make 2 round twos. So you're building both rainbow circles simultaneously rather than crocheting one and going back to the beginning and crocheting the second. To begin, we're going to do 8 half double crochet in a magic circle. If you are unsure how to do any of the techniques in this video, I do have slower instructional videos for each of the techniques you see here. So to begin, we are going to chain 1 into our magic circle. I always start a magic circle that way. And then I'm going to do an invisible starting half double crochet. If you do not want to do this method, you can also chain an additional 2. So you would have your first chain, and then you would have 2 chains, which would be your first half double crochet. So there's our invisible starting half double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet 7 half double crochet 7 more in this magic circle. We've gotten 8 half double crochet in our magic circle. It would either be an invisible starting half double crochet and 7 more, or a chain 2 and then 7 more. And then we will tighten our magic circle. And join to our first stitch. You can either slip stitch into your first half double crochet, or you can do an invisible join. I'm going to do an invisible join, but for right now I'm just going to slip stitch into this stitch so you can see what it should look like. And you have 8 half double crochet in a magic circle. For round 2, we are going to use blue, and I'm going to start with a standing half double crochet. However, you could also slip stitch and then chain 2 to be the first half double crochet. So for this round, we are going to do 2 half double crochet in each stitch around. So we'll end up with 16 since we had 8 half double crochets in that first round. So we're just doing 2 half double crochets in each stitch. So I'm going to repeat that 7 more times for the remaining 7 stitches. We're at the end of round 2, so we would go ahead and count our stitches, make sure there are 16, and then join with the first half double crochet. I'm going to use an invisible join again and work in my ends, and we'll begin round 3. For round 3, we're going to use green. So I'm going to begin the same way again with a standing half double crochet. But you can also do a slip knot and chain 2 to count as your first half double crochet. So we're going to do 2 half double crochet in the first stitch, one and 2, and then we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. So we're increasing 1 stitch for every 2 stitches. So we'll repeat that around. We'll go 2 in the next, 1 thereafter, 2, 1, all the way across until we end up with 24 stitches. So now we've completed that pattern all the way around with 2 half double crochet in one stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. So now we will count our stitches to ensure there are 24 and then join and work in our ends. It's yellow for round 4. I'm going to start again with a standing half double crochet. I'm going to do it in one of the single half double crochet stitches instead of one of the increased stitches. I'm not sure that it necessarily matters at this point, but it does help to spread those increases around so that you get a more uniformly round shape. So in this first stitch, we're going to increase. So we're going to do 2 half double crochets. And then we are going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So now we're increasing every 3rd stitch. So that we end up with 32 at the end. So we're in the next stitch, we're gonna 2 half double crochet, and then we're gonna half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And you repeat that all the way around. Now we'll count our stitches and make sure there are 32, and then we will join to the first half double crochet and work in our ends and come back for round 5. For round 5, we are going to use orange and a standing half double crochet. I like to begin in the first stitch before an increase. So this independent stitch, single stitch and a half double crochet before this. Again, it's not entirely necessary, but I like to spread my increases out on a circle so you don't get a weird octagon looking shape. So we are going to do 2 half double crochets in this first stitch, and then we are going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So we're going to be increasing once every 4th stitch. And there. So we've increased 2 half double crochet in 1 stitch and half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So we're going to repeat that around until we have 40 stitches total. Round 6 and our final round of our rainbow circle. We're going to start with a standing half double crochet or a slip stitch chain 2. And again, I like to start in the middle of the 3 individual half double crochets. So just essentially as far between the 2 increases as I can get. So I'm going to start with a standing half double crochet, and I'm going to do 2 half double crochet in the first stitch, and then half double crochet 1 in each of the next 4 stitches. So we're increasing 1 stitch every 5 stitches. So 2, and 4. So we're going to repeat that same pattern the entire way around. Half double crochet 2, and then half double crochet 1 in each of the next 4 stitches so that we end up with 48 total. So we've completed round 6, our final round of the rainbow circle, and we are going to count and ensure that we have 48 stitches, and then we are going to join and work in our ends. So as you can see, since I've been working in my ends as I go, I don't have any to do at the finish of the circle, which makes me very happy. We have our 2 rainbow circles. So now we need to work on the cloud that connects them. With white, we are going to single crochet 6 in a magic circle. This inside circle we want to not be very stretchy, so we need to switch to single crochet for it. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we are going to pull our magic circle closed. We've gotten our 6 single crochet in our magic circle, gotten it tightened up. Now we're just going to work in continuous rounds. So rather than slip stitch into this first stitch, we're just going to continue on to round 2, which is 2 single crochet in each stitch around. So we're going to end up with 12. So you can go ahead and place a stitch marker on your first stitch of the round if you'd like to. On something this small, I typically don't, but we are just going to continue that on the remaining 5 stitches of 2 single crochet in each stitch. We now have 12 stitches, and on this round we are going to single crochet 2 in the first stitch and then single crochet in the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that same process all the way around the magic circle, until we end up, or all the way around the ring until we end up with 18 stitches. So it's just single crochet, 2 single crochet, single crochet, all the way around. For the 4th round, you can either continue doing an increase row where you would do 2 single crochet in the next stitch and single crochet in the next 2 stitches all the way around until you end up with 24, and then sew this cloud onto the rainbow. But we're actually going to crochet our increase round where we're attaching it to the rainbow as we crochet. So to do that, we need our round 3 finish of our cloud and our finished rainbow circle. So we're going to work from the back side. So this is the front side. We want the back side facing us. You can tell it's the back side by these little ridges here. And then you're going to look for a section of 4 half double crochet between 2 increases. So here's an increase and here's an increase. So we're going to attach our cloud to these 4 individual half double crochets. So for our first stitch, we're going to insert our hook into the next stitch on our cloud. And then we're going to come to our rainbow circle. And that first stitch that we want to work, we're going to go around the post, like so. And then we're going to put our yarn over our hook, pull it around that post, pull it back through our stitch, and then finish our single crochet. For the next stitch, we're going to work a single crochet into the same stitch on the cloud we just worked. We're going to skip the rainbow on this one. For the next stitch, we're going to go into the next cloud stitch, around the post of the next rainbow stitch, pull it back through, around the post, through the cloud stitch, finish your single crochet, and then we're going to go into our next stitch on the cloud, around the post of our next red stitch, bring that yarn around your post. It's easier to do it in 2 steps here, and through your cloud stitch, finish your single crochet. Now we're going to single crochet into the next cloud stitch only. So we're creating our increases without attaching it to the rainbow. And then we're going to insert our hook into that same cloud stitch, around the post of the next rainbow stitch, bring it back around, through your cloud stitch, and finish your single crochet. Now we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches, 2 single crochet in the next, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So we're doing 1 increase in the middle stitch here. Now we've done single crochet in the next 2 stitches, 2 single crochet in the next, single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So now we're going to attach it to our next cloud. The same thing, you want to look for those 4 individual half double crochets in between the increases. So we're going to insert our hook into the next stitch on the cloud, around the post of our rainbow, thread stitch, bring our yarn around the post, through the cloud stitch, finish your single crochet into the same stitch on the cloud only, single crochet by inserting into the next cloud stitch, around the post of the next rainbow stitch, back through your cloud, finish it off, repeat that same one, next cloud stitch, next rainbow post, finish your single crochet into the next cloud stitch only, and single crochet into the same cloud stitch around the post of the next rainbow stitch, finish your single crochet, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches, 2 single crochet in the next, and single crochet in the next 2 stitches. To finish this 4th round, you would join into the first single crochet either by slip stitching or doing an invisible join. And then we will go ahead and add our buttonholes next. I've gotten my ends worked in on my cloud here, so we need to now do our buttonholes so that when we fold our rainbow over, we can attach it to the button that we'll sew on here. So we want to start with our rainbows right side up, so our cloud will be right side down, and then we are going to count over from this post. We're going to count over 21 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So that's the stitch you're going to want to work into, because then when we do our 4 here, we're going to use 4 stitches at the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have 20 stitches on this other side. So to begin, we are going to do a standing single crochet. So I'm just going to create a slip knot here, and remove my stitch marker now that I know where I'm working. And I'm going to single crochet into this stitch. Then I'm going to single crochet 2 together in this stitch and the next stitch. So I'm going to insert my hook, pull up a loop, insert my hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and finish my single crochet 2 together. I'm going to perform that same thing. I'm going to single crochet together in the same stitch and the next stitch. I'm just trying to build a better base here so that it doesn't pull as much and it does it more evenly. Again, single crochet 2 together in the same stitch and the next stitch. And then single crochet 1 in that same stitch. So we've used 4 of the half double crochets, 3, 4. Now we're going to turn our work. We're going to do a invisible starting double crochet 2 together. Into your first stitch here and your next. Now we're going to chain 2, skip our next stitch, and double crochet 2 together. I did my standing single crochet a little tight. All right, there we go. So we're going to double crochet 2 together, turn our work, do an invisible starting single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet into our chain space, and single crochet into our first stitch. And that completes our buttonhole. So now we would just go ahead and cut our tail and weave in our ends. And then when we get the button sewn on, when we pull it over like so, we just hook it around the button right there and creates our little rainbow. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the opposite circle. So you're going to count your 21 stitches and begin in that 21st stitch and do the same thing we just did. I've gotten both of my buttonholes completed. They're on there. So the right sides are when you actually flip them up. So although this cloud is right side up, your rainbows and your buttonholes are actually going to be wrong side up until it's on. So now we would simply sew a button right here. You can get the details about the button in the description below. And then we would have our finished product.